Welcome back to Season 3 of The Block Party. Season 3, episode 70-something, but it is episode 1 of The Block Party, Season 3. I can't believe this. We're back in person right now. Our first guest of the year, back with the Lightning, Zach Bogosian. Welcome.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it feels nice to be back.
Does it?
Good to see you in person.
It is nice. I did a Zoom interview with you right when you signed with the team, and now like it's brought us back to this roots. Destiny has connected us.
I know. Yeah, it's awesome.
I remember when I talked to you, we were talking. We were in the middle of the lockdown, and I think I was asking you what Disney movies your kids were making you watch a million times. What are you watching these days? What's going on?
My son's really into Mickey Mouse, so we got obviously the Disney app going at home. So a lot of Disney. My oldest is into a lot of the princess stuff. So the Disney app's great though. I mean, you have just an unlimited resource of
it's
all
a
those shows.
It's a built-in babysitter.
It
pretty
is,
much.
yeah. So and I got 3 of them obviously. So it's we have a busy house, so every once in a while you got to throw that on and just get a little alone time.
All right, before I get into the hockey stuff, this just happened today. It's fresh in my mind. You have, what, a 5-year-old daughter?
5-year-old, 3-year-old son next month, and then a 2-year-old daughter in December. So.
Okay, so I have a 4-year-old daughter. So my daughter today before school said she was worried about this shirt because these boys I guess she said the boys are making fun of her in school. And, I'm ready to go down there and, knock some heads, whether it's the kid or the parents or whatever. I want to know, how would you react if your daughter said that, hey, there's some kids that are bullying her at school?
Obviously...
Is there some rage that you feel initially?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to see your kid not go through that situation. Maybe have a sit down with my son and send him into the gauntlet and have him have him go do some work.
Well, I told my daughter, I was like, you tell these kids that daddy's going to come down and talk to them and daddy's not very nice. Yeah. And I made her repeat that about 3 times before she went to school. So I was thinking maybe, and if that doesn't work, maybe can I bring you or something down to school?
Yeah, I'll bring my son along with me.
Okay.
We'll send him in. We'll get him going at an early age.
I appreciate that. That was really the only reason we were doing this today. I just wanted to make sure I could get some muscle. Yeah. So I want to ask you, when you came here and, when you got acclimated and everything, what was it like in the bubble? The whole bubble experience, I was able to talk to a lot of guys about that, but you were new to the team and then you go and you're on lockdown. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, it was unique because when I first got here, I was only here for like 2 weeks. And then obviously we had the lockdown. I had known Stammer over the years, Macker over the years, Shaddy over the years. Shared a lot of mutual friends with Patty. Played against Victor for a number of years and just kind of bumped into him around the rink. So I felt pretty comfortable walking into the room. It was an older team too, a little more mature of a group than that I think that I was used to, and it was great to just kind of walk into a locker room with welcoming arms, and then the layoff. Just pretty much stay in contact with the guys through a team chat, basically a group chat.
I bet that, I mean, that's crazy, right? With like 20, 30 guys on it, it's probably going off all the time. You maybe have to mute it if there's too many notifications.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of humor. There's a lot of banter going on in those. So just to be part of that, you feel obviously part of the group. And then having a chance to come back, and everyone was in the exact same situation. I think last year in Toronto it was different for me because my kids left in February, and I was away from them from February to basically June 1st. They went back home, and I stayed in Toronto. So I was kind of in that situation, not by myself. I ended up moving in with one of my teammates, Mitch Marner, who was awesome to live with. And
I bet he's got a sweet place.
He does, yeah. And it was awesome to, he opened his house to me, which is, I'm forever grateful for him and his fiance. But going back to the bubble, like everyone's in the same situation. So you kind of go through it together. You're at the hotel together. You're as a group of, call it 25, 30 guys. A lot of guys on our team have kids, and we were all kind of in the same situation. And it was nice to go through that together. So we made it as fun as possible. Obviously winning is a ton of fun. I guess it solves everything. But there was obviously some some long days in there for sure.
How did you feel like you played during that Cup run? Because I feel when you came over, I know you got, it's been a crazy 2 years from Buffalo to here, Toronto, back to here. I thought that you were a key piece. Everybody talked about it. We were all happy for you when you got that deal with Toronto. We wanted you to stay, but I mean, I think everybody that watched the team, we knew that you were a big piece of that puzzle. How did you feel like you played?
I felt good. I mean, it was a little bit of a weird situation for me leaving Buffalo. I was there for almost 6 years, and it was pretty well documented that things got stale there for me. And when I kind of came down here with a fresh mindset and a new opportunity, I thought I played well, and it was a ton of fun to play for a team that was going for it and a winning culture. And even though that group of guys hadn't won yet, you could tell right away that they were going for something big, and that was it was fun to be a part of and kind of walk into the room that way. But it was a ton of fun. Something I'll remember the rest of my life, obviously. But it was awesome.
Tell me about the boat parade. I've talked about it with everybody. I got everybody's MVP. I think Kucherov was the MVP for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I saw you at Raymond James Stadium with your family, and it was just like a scene. I think everybody had just about had it at the end of the day. How was that day for you in the boat parade? It seems like that was one of the greatest days of everybody's life so far.
It'll definitely go down as one of the best days of my life. When you get a chance to, I got my parents, my brother, my in-laws, and I had my oldest daughter with me on the boat. It was just cool to have them kind of, I guess, reap the benefits of, us winning. I mean, they're my support system. They're the reason why I'm in the position that I am today with all the sacrifice that they continue to do and had done when I was a young boy. So,
did you get hit with any beer cans or bottles that day?
No, I caught them all.
You caught them?
Yeah, I caught them and shotgunned them. From what I remember.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. But just obviously things were still pretty closed down at that time, and to have the support of all the fans kind of lined up along the water and have. Especially like my daughter, she still remembers it. Like she still talks about it. Every once in a while she'll bring it up and she'll see a picture of the cup or she'll see like a Lightning logo and she'll be like, "Daddy, remember when we were on the boat and all the people were cheering in the Stanley Cup?" And it's funny when they're kids that age, they think that happens like
all the time.
All the time.
I mean, around here it does.
It does apparently, yeah. So it was just cool to just have them on the boat and have them kind of celebrate with me.
That's very cool. So after the season was over, when did you know that you weren't going to return to the Lightning?
It was tough because salary caps this day and age is tough. And Julian's done a great job over the last few years of numbers crunching and all that type of stuff. It's way over my pay grade. I don't really understand how all of it works.
Nobody does, but they make it work.
Yeah, they make it work somehow. I obviously wanted to come back. But, the roster got pretty full pretty quick. And from there, you kind of just like, okay, well, maybe Tampa's not, in the future, right now, maybe in the future, I'd like to come back. But at the moment, free agency kind of opened up. Roster spots were pretty full. So ended up signing in Toronto, had an experience over there just of going to a new organization with coming off of winning. It was a cool kind of walk in the locker room and try to be a guy that they relied on. And I'm glad I did it, but, I was super happy when I got a chance to come back.
And how did that all play out? Did you know when your season was over in Toronto, did you know that Tampa was a possibility? It was such I think we had just gotten the news, the expansion draft had happened. We lost Yanni.
Yeah.
We were devastated about that. And then I remember seeing your name on Twitter and I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. We're bringing back an old favorite, not even that old.
Yeah. I wasn't really sure how it was all going to play out. Especially, again, salary cap. Tampa didn't have a ton of room there, so I think they were still waiting for the expansion and all that stuff. But it kind of got real. Like I obviously had a great relationship with the guys and the team, with the coaches and management. Leaving here, it was tough to say bye. So kind of when we rekindled that relationship early on, I kind of had an idea that I definitely wanted to come back, and once we kind of showed mutual interest, I kind of had my decision made pretty early on. You still try to ride out that free agency process a little bit. Just I think you owe it to yourself as a player and a competitor. But I made a decision pretty quick early on that I wanted to come back. So yeah, I was excited.
We're glad to have you. Now, how did you get Yanni Gourde's house?
One phone call away.
Is that it? Is that he was looking to unload it? I heard he gave you a little bit of a deal too.
Yeah, I mean, crazy market. I think he made out all right.
Is it? I mean, I know where you guys like, where you want to live, and there's a certain area. Like, yeah. I mean, but I think it's so cool. I think Girardi bought Yzerman's house, and I know there's like a lot of it that goes on. And somebody gave Stammer like an incredible offer to sell his house. Yeah. And then he got his. So I mean, what is Yanni called? I mean, Yanni built a lot of things, right? Is there like some customized Yanni stuff in the house?
Yeah, he built a like a breakfast nook, like.
Oh man!
Like a bench that's great, works out great, and then he did a outdoor fire pit, which was pretty cool. So he's a handy guy. Obviously, the bench was built in, so that wasn't going to leave, and the fire pit that he made was, I think it's like 1,000 pounds. So I don't think he was looking to move that. So those two stayed. Yeah, it's cool to just live, in that area around a bunch of guys and. All of our kids hang out, so it's fun. All
right, I believe I've read this on The Athletic with Joe Smith, but I want to know, did the Lightning need to save money with shipping and handling by not sending you your ring and having to send McDonough to meet you in the middle of Wisconsin, because maybe that would be cheaper? But what's the story with that? Did they offer to mail it to you? Is it something that a player or somebody has to give you? Is that kind of part of the process?
I'm not sure the full protocol, but I'm assuming that they probably wanted to give it to me in person. Maybe when I was going to come back down, maybe if I didn't re-sign here and played here this year, because obviously I was in Toronto last year, so there's no crossover. But I would assume that maybe. But then after the second boat parade, Mac came back to Minnesota and we met at a gas station. He handed it to me, and it was great. It was. Just to see it for the first time. I'd seen pictures, but pictures do it zero justice.
Oh, man, did it feel weird seeing pictures of it first, or that it didn't even matter when you got the box and you opened it up?
It didn't matter. I was, obviously you're a champion for life. Your name's rings are great, but your name's on that cup, and that's something that every player thinks is cool and special. So the ring is obviously a cherry on top, but just to see pictures, you get excited. But I knew it was coming. I knew I was going to get it eventually. So
did Mac wear his when he delivered it to you?
I don't think he did. No.
Yeah, you don't want to wear that in the middle of a gas station.
No, yeah. I got out of the gas station pretty quick.
You got to.
Yeah.
And where is it? Where is it at home now? Do you have it displayed? Do you ever wear it? Have you busted it out yet?
I'm not a big. No, I probably won't wear it. I just have it at home. I don't have it displayed either. It's just kind of a personal. Maybe if my family or friends come over, I'll show them if they ask.
But, you have to.
Yeah, I just kind of keep it away, keep it in the safe.
Did you think that you were ever going to get a cup day?
There were times when I wasn't really sure, but if you look at the history, I mean, everyone's gotten a cup day. So I figured it would work out one way or another. It's pretty crazy how mine came together. It was so fast. All of a sudden I didn't really get confirmation. I had it on a Tuesday. I really didn't get full-blown confirmation until the Saturday. So
that's kind of what I'm hearing. I talked to Ross Colton in the offseason, and he was the first one to get it. Yeah. He said they called him
shortly after him. Yeah.
And so they just said, hey, you're getting it on this day. And what do you do from there? Do you start planning? Does your wife start planning?
Well, I'm from a really small town, so there wasn't a ton to do with it. I knew I wanted to bring it to the local rink where I grew up playing. I brought it there for some pictures, went to the golf course, and then just had a family and friends get together at night, a party at night, and had it till midnight. So it was a ton of fun. Obviously the cup doesn't get up there very often. So
do they yank it from you right at midnight? I heard they drop.
Pretty much.
I heard they drop it off at your door at 9 a.m. and then at midnight they rip it, and you never see the cup or Philip Pritchard again.
Yeah. I'm lucky because I had mine, and then I went to Mac's cup party, and then I went to Patty's cup party too. So I saw a lot of it this summer, which feels kind of weird because obviously you're a year removed from it, but it's still you win it, so it's you'll remember that for the rest of your life.
Did you have your Cup day before you signed with the Lightning?
Yeah.
So I was telling everybody that I thought you getting to spend time with the Cup helped you kind of rekindle. Like I might take less money to come down and win again. Did that have anything to do with it when you got to be with the Cup for that day and go, man, this has to happen again?
I mean, obviously, re-signing here gives you the best chance in the NHL right now.
Yep.
With how our team is structured, but I wanted to come back and things just kind of fell into place. Like I said before, great relationship with the guys and coaches and management. So just to come back, and it was an easy decision.
When I talked to you last time, you weren't on Instagram. You were very anti-social media.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I see a Bogosian pop up in the middle of the year. And I was like, this I don't think you were verified yet. And I go, this kid's got to be a fake. And then I saw a bunch of real players are following you. And I go, this looks legit.
Yeah.
Why'd you finally cave? The big market of Toronto needed some Bogosian in their lives?
They needed to see me out there. I cave because it's tough to keep up with like your family and friends like all the time. So like it's nice to just kind of scroll through and see, I have buddies having kids now and people getting engaged and married, and I'm not a big like text or phone call guy.
Right.
So like, I mean, I'll text guys that I'm playing with and keep in contact with a lot of guys, but just to keep up with other guys' lives and just to see that it's kind of easier that way, I guess.
Who's the best follow on the Lightning? Who do you enjoy keeping up with? Who posts the best stuff? I don't know if you saw any Vasilevsky stuff last year. He was doing shirtless pressure washing.
Okay,
a lot of people have talked about that. Sergachev, I guess, has a cat that he walks on a leash. I know.
Yeah, Sergey's a good follow. Killer's not really that great.
He just got a dog, though. I think he's going to be posting a lot of
Oh, yeah, you'll see a lot of content coming out of his page now. Patty's pretty funny with all the Letty dressing and all the his hair stuff.
He's got a lot going on.
Yeah, he does. Rightfully so. I mean, you win 3 in a row. That's
anybody that includes Pat Maroon at like in an Instagram story. If you put it, he'll like regram it like at the end of a game. It's 5 minutes after the game, and he'll have 50 stories up there.
Yeah,
so
I got to get better at that, I guess. I'm kind of new to the game.
No,
so.
you're good. You've just got a few photos up, but I did see, and I wanted to know why you caved, because I did see a sentimental post that you had about your brother. I think when you had your day with the Cup.
No, that picture was actually in Tampa. We brought it golfing, and he came and golfed with the guys, which was cool.
And what did that mean? Why was that so? You said like this was probably the best picture. This means the most to me. What was it about that?
Well, just because throughout my entire career. I've been chasing my brother my entire life. He's 3 years older than me. He was always someone I looked up to and still do to this day. And we were always playing sports outside, whether it was hockey, basketball, football, whatever it was. I was always trying to keep up with him, and he always drove me to be better. And he never took it easy on me. It was always, as competitive as possible. And it just kind of bled into, who I am today. And just to have him kind of celebrate with me, and he was on the boat too. It was just cool just because he's a huge driving factor in my career and my life. And it was awesome.
Man, that's great. So now that you're back this year, who are you impressed with? Getting back out there, seeing the guys. As there's new guys here, who are you going, man, either this person's improved, or it's so great to be able to play with this person again. What have you kind of seen so far with the season starting when we're recording this tomorrow?
Yeah, I guess I'll start with, my D partner, Sergey. When I first got here, I didn't know a ton about him. And then getting a chance to see him play in the bubble, and you could tell how good he's going to be. And then last year, another step in the right direction. And then now you just see he's so good. He's so big, and he can do everything, play defense, offensively. He's big and strong and play physical. So he's someone that I've been impressed with. And then it's hard not to be impressed with the other guys on the team. I mean, we have a good team. It's fun to, pass guys pucks and just watch them kind of like Cooch and Pointer and Pally, Stammer, Hetty, Matt. Like, you can go down the list. There's so many good players on the team. It's fun to see how creative those guys are with playing. And you're just trying to be a piece of the puzzle, and that's kind of the cool thing about being, a part of this team.
I forgot to ask you, who was the first person that reached out to you when you re-signed with the Lightning? I know the Lightning are good, even if it's a new guy, they reach out right away. It's like Stammer or somebody. I'm sure there was a bunch of guys. Who was first? Was it Yanni trying to sell you his house?
No. Who was first? Well, I think I told Patty and Mac first. I was in a group chat with them just because we were planning a trip together, I think, before that. And then I just kind of sent them a text, hey, I'm coming back. And then shortly after, you get all the texts come through. So it was nice to get welcome back for sure.
Do you feel like you're getting better? Like as your career goes along, do you feel like you're getting better as a player?
I do, actually. It's I've gone through some ups and downs in my career, a lot of adversity from an injury standpoint. So I feel like I've strung together, a couple good years here where I feel like I'm continuing to grow. To me, the league gets younger and younger, and I'm definitely not, but I'm still young. I'm, just turned 31 in July, so
you're fine.
I feel good.
Char's still playing, right?
I know, that's right. Yeah, he's a specimen, that guy. Really impressive. Obviously, you see guys that play that late into their career, but I do feel. I think anytime you don't want to get better or you think you're not going to get any better, I think that's where you run into trouble. You're always trying to get better. You're always trying to be competitive, and no different with me.
Zach Bogosian, I appreciate you joining me in person. My first in-person interview in a long time. I think my last one was Mac, by the way. And I remember I asked you when I did the Zoom what your least favorite stat was. You said plus minus. Mm-hmm. I asked that to a lot of other guys I interviewed, and they all agreed. So
yeah, it's tough.
Junk stat.
Yeah, tough stat.
But guys keep their. I heard somebody. I don't know who it was. Somebody said like teams keep their own plus minus, and it's not necessarily the league. Is that the case?
That would be news to me.
Okay, all right. Maybe somebody lied to me on the block party. It can happen. You can fool me. I don't know everything.
I don't know if they would be able to. You wouldn't be able to really have a different plus minus because it's like whoever's on the ice. But I'm sure teams have different stats of what you see on the stat sheet after the game. I think teams have their own like scoring chances, turnovers, all that type of stuff, which is a little different. But I'm not sure you can get your way around plus minus.
But we hate plus minus here on the block party, just so you know. Zach, listen, thank you for joining me. Have a great season. I'm rooting for you, man. And thanks again. Let's do this again sometime.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks for having me.